Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is S'mores Cabin by Caribou. It's very delicious. It's only 38 degrees outside today. We didn't have frost. I don't see frost on anything, but it is cold. And it's only going to be a high of 60, so it's not going to warm up too much. It'll take forever for the house to warm up. So I broke down and I turned the furnace on. But I'll probably turn it off this afternoon because it is supposed to be in the 50s and 60s, so I don't know. We'll see. It's a work in progress, but it is cold in here this morning. So I'm not doing anything in the garden today. It's just getting too cold, and I know, a lot of people think, well, it's going to be 60, but when it gets this cold, it doesn't get to be 60 degrees until later in the afternoon. So I don't know. Yesterday I had a lazy day. I didn't do much of anything. Just a little cleanup here downstairs, but I could have gotten more accomplished, but I don't know. Sometimes you just got to take a day and do something else. So that's what I did. So, come on, coffee. That'll warm me up a little bit. I hope all of you in Florida are doing okay. I know that storm was a bad one again. You're all in my prayers. I know a lot of the viewers are praying for you too, that there wasn't too much damage done. I don't know. It just seems like it's one thing after another in this country anymore. If it's not storms, it's fires. If it's not that, it's something else going on. So, I think the Lord's not happy with us. But, I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully, things will improve eventually. But I don't want to go off on that rant. I could talk a lot about that, but I'm not going to. Because I want to keep things upbeat. And there's a lot of other people out there on YouTube that do talk about it that I recommend you listen to. So, I don't know, today I think I'm just going to do a little cleanup inside. Maybe I'll start on the garage. I don't know. Tomorrow, my daughter and I are going to Amish country, but it's supposed to be a nice day. It's supposed to be like 73 tomorrow, so that should be good. And hopefully it won't get too cold overnight. So, I've had this mug for a long time. I have two of them. One's in a bluish color, and one is this color. But it's got a cafe scene on it. I don't know if you can see that. This used to be my favorite cup. That's the one I used to use all the time before I started collecting mugs for my YouTube channel. Alright, let's give it a taste. Cheers! Very good. This coffee is robust. It's very, very good. It's very rich. And I hope that Ollie's has it again. But we'll see. I haven't been to Ollie's in a while. I'm trying to avoid some of the stores that I go into where they have a lot of cool things marked down really cheap. And that's Ollie's and Big Lots and Mark's. So, but I have enough things. I think I have almost everything gathered that I've been wanting for years since I paid off my debt. But we'll talk about that a little bit more when I meet you over there at the budget book. Okay, back at the budget book. Well, yesterday I did spend money. It was the last day of Prime Day. Prime's Day? Well, whatever. And they had some decent deals. I didn't go crazy, but there were some things that I wanted to get. So I ended up, on this day, I ended up buying a solar generator, and on this day, I bought a walking pad, because I think that'll help me out this winter. I'm just getting way too sedentary, and I need to shake things up a little bit and get moving. Not that I don't do things. I don't sit in the chair all day long, but that's not the same as getting a little bit of exercise. So I went ahead and bought the walking pad, and that was about $150. And then I bought one for my daughter for her birthday tomorrow, and she found one that she liked, and she picked that out, and hers was only $100, so I thought that was pretty reasonable. So I got that, and I put it on my Amazon card, and then I'm going to pay it off because I want the points. So I've gotten some good accumulation of points just by buying the generator that I bought and using those points to buy other things. So as long as I get the account paid off, that's about the only credit card that I use is my Amazon account. But I have to monitor that to make sure that I don't go crazy. So the budget books helps me do that. I don't like putting down red X's. It's just a psychological game that I play with myself. And with the budget book, this is just discretionary spending. It doesn't include bills. It doesn't include medications that I need. It doesn't include gasoline for the car. It's just discretionary spending. So if I buy something on Amazon, or if I buy something at Mark's, now it does include food, and I know that food is a necessity, but if you shop like I do, you don't have to spend a lot on food every week. So that's how I keep track of it, and even if I, buy something little, I get a red X. So it makes me think twice before I actually spend money. And I've said before that it's not my goal to penny pinch. I want to live comfortably within my means, and I am low income, so my income ranges about, I don't know, $28,000, $29,000 a year. So I have to play move around the money games. I won't spend money on this, but I will spend money on that. And sometimes it requires me to save up a little bit of money before I buy whatever it is that I want to buy. So that's how it works for me. And we all have to find a budget that works within our allowed amount of money, especially if you're on a fixed income. Now, I could go out and get some sort of a job, but I'm retired. I'm 75. I don't want to go out to the workforce and have to get up at a certain time and be there at a certain time. I just don't want to do that anymore. I did my time. I paid into the system, and now it's my turn to withdraw from the system. So, and the things that the government spends money on is ridiculous anyway. So I figure I paid into it. It's not a gift. It's something that I paid into. So, and we seniors are I think are only getting is it a 2.5% or raise this next upcoming year, which is absolutely ludicrous. Usually it's like 3%, but with the cost of living anymore, it's just gotten out of hand. So sometimes, because the economy does impact my livelihood and well-being, I just have to talk about it. Now, I do get a little bit of income from YouTube, but it's nothing that's going to set the world on fire. You know, it's just a little extra money that I can choose to either save or, you know, buy things with that I want. So I'm making it work, and it's been working for quite a while for me. So that's what I do with my budget book. And yeah, you know, sometimes I have months where I get a lot of red X's, like June, for instance. I bought a lot of things for the garden and getting it ready and getting it set up the way I wanted. I bought stands for all my city picker boxes because it's getting difficult for me to garden and bend over. So this allows me to stand up and garden, which is awesome. So, and it makes the garden look nicer when it's a little bit more consistent, and it kind of all looks a little more neat and organized. So I did spend quite a bit of money on the garden this year. But next year I won't have to, because I even gathered things for next year, and they are in the garage, but I figured the prices are only going to be going up. So if I can afford it, I might as well get it now, because who knows when this inflation is going to end. And, you know, you might think, oh, that's never going to happen, but, you know, look what happened in the Great Depression. So, yep, never say never. You just hope it doesn't happen again, but history does repeat itself. So I want to stay ahead of the game, and that's what I'm going to do. So, okay, that's it for my budget book chat for today. This morning I'm cooking up some protein for myself. I cook these mushrooms. This is my favorite new way to cook mushrooms. I cook it in broth that I've seasoned with seasoning salt, garlic and onion powder, and pepper. And I have one I cut up, and then I have a big mushroom down here that I'll eat as a mushroom burger. So I like it this way because the mushrooms get very chewy, so it gives a nice chew. Then I'm cooking up an egg in my little egg cooker. I really like this thing. Cooks up a hard-boiled egg in 5 minutes in the microwave. So I got that at Aldi's a while back. So I like that. I have a bigger egg cooker, so when I cook several eggs, I use that. And then in the mushroom broth that I had left, I'm cooking up some Butler soy curls for some future meals. So I'm going to let this cook for 5 minutes or so, and then I'm going to let it soak in the flavors till it cools off. Then I'm going to squeeze the broth out, and then I'll end up frying it in a frying pan with some additional seasonings during the week. So that's what I'm cooking up today, cooking up some protein, cooking up some future meals. The cut up mushroom I'll probably put as some sort of a gyro wrap. And then the other mushroom I'll use on a bun with cheese as a burger. And the egg is going into a salad. So there's some future meals for me. Very easy, very quick, and it'll be ready to go when I'm hungry and I don't feel like cooking. I'm going to make a quasi tzatziki sauce, but I'm going to use, instead of traditional, I'm going to use some ranch dressing granules. And I just keep refilling this with little packets of ranch dressing. So I have about a tablespoon of that in here. And then here I have a mixture of dehydrated celery, green onion, tomato, garlic, and peppers from last year. I put some of that in there. And then I have what's left over of the cucumbers that I bought, probably a week or two ago, more like 2 weeks ago. And I ate part of it for breakfast this morning with cream cheese and a slice of not roast beef. So, and then I have this yogurt that I also bought a couple weeks ago, so I just opened it. It needs to be eaten up. So I'm using what I have, and I'm going to make a sort of tzatziki sauce that I can eat with a gyro that I'll use the soy curls with, and probably some of the mushrooms. But I'm not going to eat that today. I have leftover pizza from yesterday that I'll eat for dinner tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Okay, there is the mixed up sauce. It's really tasty. I'm going to let that sit in the fridge till I'm ready to use it. Probably not today. But I like it better than regular tzatziki sauce. It's very flavorful. And I have the cucumbers in there, so I may get some liquid from the cucumbers. And I'll just pour that off. Or you could mix it in, whatever you want to do. But ideally, you can salt your cucumbers first and before you put them in, but I didn't want to do that. I just did it this way. So very tasty and easy, and I like it better than your regular traditional recipes for tzatziki sauce. Well, my soy curls are all cooked up. I squeezed them out. Now I want to put a little bit of oil on them because meat does have that mouth feel. Not too much, but a little bit of that. And then I made this homemade gyros seasoning. I guess it's pronounced gyro. So, but I'll just call it a gyro for now. So I'll put the recipe here after I'm done with this, but I just mixed up all the spices, and then I'm going to season this, and then I'm going to put these in the fridge and just leave it like this, and fry it up when I'm ready to eat them. But I'm not ready for that yet, so okay. So that should be enough for at least 3 meals. Okay. Homemade Butler soy curls gyros. Here's the seasoning recipe for the gyros. Well, I saved these little mason jar from Dollar Tree that they had candles in them, and I saved those. And I bought these plastic lids from Amazon quite a while ago. So this is the rest of my gyro seasoning, and so that's how I can make spice blends and save them. So let me show you where I put these jars. And I have quite an extensive spice cabinet, whatever you want to call it. And I know a lot of you have seen it before, but for the new viewers who haven't seen it, I'll show you where I keep these jars. Well, I made all of these. These were 3 separate things that I got from Mark's, so I glued them all together, painted them, made them with this wood finish in the front, kind of to match the rest. And these were also something, I think I got these at Mark's. I painted them all to match, and they already had this wood grain front, and then it fits 2 jars, 2 of these little jars, perfectly. So that's how I store a lot of my spices. Now, these are just decorative. I'll probably write on here what's actually in there, but I got these online. So I love the look of apothecary cabinets. So I just made this from pieces parts and painted them so that they look cohesive. And I also store some of my dry goods here and some of my beans up here. And these go all the way to the ceiling. And up there I just have some tchotchkes. I could put more jars up there, but I like what's up there, so that's what I did. So this would have cost, if I would have bought something like this, it would have cost several $100s, and I made this probably for under $50. So, and I'm very happy with it. I like it. And then in here, this cabinet I've had for a long time, and I store all my cookbooks in here. Not all of them, because I have a lot, but they get stored in there. So that's my storage unit here in the kitchen. So if you want something and you can't afford it, try finding pieces, parts that you can put together and make something yourself for way less money, and you'll still have what you want. I wanted open shelving in my kitchen, and I didn't have a whole lot of money to make it happen. I was still paying off my debt, and I didn't want to wait until that was all done. So a couple years ago, I put up this shelving, and I keep my spices, more spices over here. These are like working spices, the basics. I keep my cooking oils and vinegar here, more oils. But what I did with the shelving, I ordered these shelf brackets on Amazon. And then what I did, I bought fence boards. They're treated fence boards. And I wanted them very rustic, so the wood is very rustic, as you can see. And one board was enough to make 2 shelves. So we kind of cut the corners off a little bit so we're not running into those. And that's how I created my open shelving here in the kitchen. So I have very tall ceilings. They're 10 foot as opposed to 8 foot. So that's what I did. So I put the open shelving over here and also on the other wall where my cabinets are. And yeah, I know some of you are going to say, oh, you got so much stuff. And it's like, well, okay, that's fine. But some things I wanted to display and some things I wanted to use that were functional. So I'm always reaching for these oils and spices. So that's how I created my very rustic kitchen. I created my coffee bar out of the same way. I didn't have a whole lot of money and I wanted a coffee bar. So this is painted. It was like a blonde wood laminate type thing. So this is all painted, and then I took a napkin and decoupaged it on the front, and I stenciled the good morning and the coffee. So that's how I made my coffee bar. And the back of this are bookshelves, and I just got some stick-on contact paper that looked like brick, and I put that on the back. So that's how I created my coffee bar. And then all these drawers have coffee in them, so that makes the coffee nice and neat. And this cabinet has other kitchen things. Now I always did want to paint this a little bit different shade. I might still do that, but for now it's good enough. So that's how I put together my kitchen for not much money. And I have a TV here if I want to watch TV or YouTube, or if I want to paint at the kitchen table, I can put in a painting tutorial. I have a DVD player on the other side of the TV. So it's very functional. Okay, I'm going to have a little bit of tea. Cheers. This is a Calm Stomach by Bigelow. It's pretty good. It has ginger and peach, and I think it has some chamomile in there and marshmallow root. It's just a combination of different teas. So cheers. And I'm having that with some honey. So the inspirational quote that I want to talk about just briefly for today is, and I know you all know this one, God helps those who help themselves. I don't know who said it. If it's actually from the Bible, I don't know. But anyway, I've always been a big believer in that. And if I don't have money for something, I try and figure out how I can get it, whether it's buying it secondhand or on sale or on time payments, whatever I need to do. I don't keep buying and racking up a lot of debt. I don't want to do that, especially in today's economy. I just don't want to do that. So I feel more secure being debt-free, even though I am paying for my generator. So I do have to put that out there. So, but that was 6 months, same as cash. So I'm doing good. So most of the year I've been debt-free, and I will be debt-free again by the end of the year because I do want to pay off that generator by the end of the year. So I've got at least 3 more payments, and then I'll just pay the rest off because I don't owe other credit cards, so I don't have to worry about that. My car's paid for. I paid that off. I paid it off a little early. I would have liked to have paid it off earlier, but I had credit card debt that I needed to pay down and pay off. So I'm very happy. It's so much less stress when you don't have 2 or 3 cards that you have to pay on, plus a car payment. So it's doable. So as far as my income goes, yeah, I mean, I live on, it's between $28,000 and $30,000 a year, which is considered low income in my area. I've never claimed to be living in poverty, but it's getting tough. It's really getting tough to stretch that money because, you know, it's pretty well a fixed income, and that includes my YouTube money. So I don't make more than that, even with the YouTube money that I get. And it's not that much. But I do YouTube because I really enjoy doing it. I love interacting with all my friends here on YouTube. I try to answer everybody's comments, and I do read them all. So I like the interaction, so please leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. For those of you that are in Florida, I hope you weathered the storm well, and that you don't have a whole lot of damage, or you know, or worse. So we're all praying for you. We're still praying for the people in the Carolinas and from that first storm that blew through. So, and yeah, I know there's not much help available out there, and I have my own thoughts on that, and I know some of you are thinking, oh, but they're doing a lot of help. FEMA's out there helping. No, not really. So they've done a lot of interviews with people on the ground, and that's just not happening. At least not to the extent that it should be. So, yeah, I got my cooking done for the day. Got my laundry done. Yay. I don't know why I hate doing laundry so much. It's not like I have to get the washboard out and go down by the river and pound it on the rocks. But, oh well, back in those days, they had a whole lot fewer clothes. You know, you had your Sunday go to church meeting clothes, you had your work clothes, and, you know, you didn't have all the clothing they have nowadays, and I still have a lot of clothes. And I rewear clothes. You know, if they're not dirty, I don't wash them until they're dirty, and then I get a new outfit. But I'm not real good on, you know, getting it done as I should. So I keep thinking to myself, oh, I could do a bigger load. I don't want to waste the water, and I don't want to waste the electric on drying them. And I know I could hang them in the garage. I couldn't hang them outside, not here where I live. That would be frowned upon. So, but I could hang them on a rack or on a line in the garage. But honestly, I like clothes dried in the clothes dryer much better than clothes dried on the line. To me, the clothes dried on the line are kind of stiff. But anyway. So, all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.